Lord have mercy. If
I
everybody
call this meeting to order. We will be live streamed through YouTube. All participants should be aware that they're being recorded. For those off camera, state your name, position prior to speaking. I'd like to make a motion that we approve minutes for October 21st, 2025. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye. No citizens? Jay?
I have nothing for you this evening.
Okay. I would like to move for unanimous consent to consider ordinance number 2025-3 for 2026 salary determinations. Do I have a second, or do I have unanimous consent? Yes,
Yes.
yes, okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-3. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Smith Lawn Care 2026 mowing contract. I'd like to make a motion to approve that contract in the amount of, look at what the amount is. Oh. In the amount of $16,380 for the year. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye. Yes. Casey?
All right, I'll go through this. Got 3 action items here for council to consider. There is a packet there for everyone, and then I will give you the final copy at the end of the meeting time. Starting off with the right-of-way permitting, the Cromwell Mini Mart. We got if you go to sheet number 3, 4, and 5, there is a right-of-way permit application here from the contractor to install that water service down the alley. Dan, there's still a couple of details they're working out, but as it relates to the right-of-way permit, we looked at this. I think you've also reviewed it with Logan, I believe. So we would be in favor of considering signing.
Okay, that's fine.
That's a motion.
That's a motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, perfect. And then on the community crossing project, with that, the work is substantially complete. Or actually, the work's substantially complete. The invoice you have tonight that we'll talk about here in a minute is basically 100% of the work. We will be getting a deduct change order of probably $30,000 to $40,000, so they came in under budget. There is some straw and seeding that needs to probably be touched up. We can hold retainage this year or hold it till next year, or we can simply release retainage and get a letter or a commitment email from them and come back in the spring. That way you can close it off.
Be my preference.
It's minor, that makes sense, as minor as it is. Okay. With that, if you go to sheet number 5, there is a pay application. It would be pay application number 2 for the 2025 street improvements for Niblock Excavating, and it's for $216,758.65. So we would recommend council consider the approval of pay application number 2.
I make that motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you. And the remaining action items concerning the water plant. Well, real quick on the water plant. Of course, the work is substantially complete. There was a long, extensive electrical punch list that we issued probably 3 months ago. Contractor said they were done. We reviewed it. They're only about 50 to 60% done. Most of the major items are done, but there's a lot of pieces and parts and labels that aren't done. So we've gotten that back to the contractor, waiting for the electrical contractor to return to complete that work. But then pending, you'll have the final closed out documents, and that happens. We'll have probably a deduct change order when it's all said and done. But we're still waiting for some electrical items to be done, and then some signage and some general cleanup within the plant. On the tower project, if you go to sheet number 2, I think this was approved, but particularly Christie, we don't have a signed document. We just need council to reapprove the substantial completion of the tower. Again, if you go to sheet number 6, this shows it complete in December of 2023, but if you go to sheet number 7, it shows on the front end that they didn't have the cathodic protection installed. So we would ask council to consider the approval and the signing of the substantial completion document.
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then with that, I know Sarah and Asbury's had some contact. I've had some contact. I've established contact weeks ago about them to come back and install the cathodic protection. That process may only take a day to a day and a half. The issue is we got to drain the tower, as we've talked about. So some of those logistics, we're talking to Sarah, Logan, Dan, a little bit about that to make sure all the precautions are taken.
Yep.
I want to try to identify any extra cost to make sure the subcontractor knows that before they come back. And then determine when we can do that. Hopefully, we want to get it done sooner than later if we close the project out.
Yeah.
We also want to make sure that all the precautions are taken.
Yes.
That's very comfortable with that.
Okay.
And then when we do that, we'll let Kayla know so that she can maybe let maybe some of your major water users know, and the fire. Other than that, the only other item I have is a reminder, probably at the December meeting, we will have a couple items for council to consider. One would be your ADA transition plan update. And then the second one would be your Title VI update. Those are, you've already done a letter, if you recall, but those items have to be done in order for you to stay compliant for your next CCMG application, if you so choose. So that's a quick run through. I'll address any questions, comments, or concerns, but that concludes my action item.
Any comment?
I have one for Nathan. Did they do any changes on that 5 culvert road? Because there was a big utility crew that was out there for 3 days, and they were telling me that they were forced by NDOT to hurry up and make a change so that NDOT could come and do something.
You're talking about the culvert right there on the side of the railroad.
Yeah,
All we know is that was pushed back, I think, until next year, letting. You know what utility it was?
it was one of these
Okay.
contract ones,
Okay.
and they were told that they had to hurry up and make this change because they were gonna start doing something with the road.
Yeah, I'm not aware. All I know is it was pushed back until at least
That's
2027.
weird that they made, that they were told they had to come and rush that, and
Yeah, I'm not sure of the reasons on that.
okay, well, I thought I had some type of big head, and if there was any changes,
Yeah. No changes that we know of, other than it was pushed back in schedule.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Anything else for Casey?
Are you staying until the end of the meeting?
I can't guess. I was playing one.
Well, I just have a couple questions about a few numbers.
Good.
Maybe you can figure it.
Okay. Sarah.
Sure, with Asbury, we don't really have any action items, so some of the orders get pretty much all routine stuff this
Mhm.
month, so.
Any questions for her then? Do you have anything for
I
her?
don't have any.
We're gonna have a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
Okay.
Zoom, we're gonna have a Zoom call probably, hopefully here in the next couple of days, just to go over some of the coordination items to make sure Asbury, more importantly, any of the items we gotta work out with the contractor before they install that cathodic protection.
And obviously, I'll be working with you here shortly about a transition process. When we have those final details. And then have we heard anything else about the Cromwell mini mart or whatever they're calling it, and the like the
In terms
water,
of the cost.
like getting other quotes for the water?
I talked to Dan a little bit about that, because as you know, he's been trying to
I know.
work on
Yeah.
that. From what I understand, he said if the permit was approved, their intent was to have, the general contractor was gonna have the subcontractor, which is, I believe, Slayball, install it. And then I think they were going to probably issue a letter to the town and say, hey, we've done this per the town standards. The town consider any type of
help. Yes, okay,
So I
okay.
think they were.
And that's what I think we're looking for
Yeah,
is,
they were going to.
you know, what's their, absolutely move forward. And we want them to be able to move forward and,
I think they were gonna get that done now that the plan's approved, right away permits approved, and then once it's done, they may say, this is what we've done with the town.
Yes.
Participating. And then that's a whole
Yeah.
different discussion.
no, and that's fine. I just want to make sure there's movement
Yes.
that they're not waiting on. Like if I'm dropping the ball, I need to do something. And I told Dan that I'd be willing to do this, you know, a Zoom, Skype, whatever, if they
Actually, I
wanted.
talked to Dan on the way over here because I know he was a little bit more privy of what's going on.
So I figured he would have let me know if there was something, but okay.
So I think it's moving forward, and then
Okay.
there may be something after the fact.
No, that's fine. Absolutely. Mike.
Michael, Hatfield, Town Marshal, Cromwell. We didn't have any cases this particular month. We did have 19 complaints and a traffic stop that we were working on for a warrant. The only thing I was just gonna point out is that, you know, it's getting towards the holidays and domestics are up. But other than that, I mean, everything else is just pretty much routine kind of things that we typically do every month, but you can tell the holidays are coming.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything for Mike that we need? Okay. Do you have anything else in general? Your report?
Books for October have been reconciled. Please acknowledge for the record the packet will be reviewed and approved.
Acknowledged?
The credit card packet for October due November is present. Please acknowledge for the record the packet will be reviewed and approved.
Acknowledged?
The payroll allowance docket for October is present. Please acknowledge for the record the packet will be reviewed and approved.
Acknowledged?
The State Board of Accounts audit for the period of 2021 through 2024 was completed on October 28th. There were no findings in that report, just so you are
Amazing.
aware. And then the motion to pay bills, please.
I make a motion, we pay the bills. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. If there's nothing else, I make a motion, we adjourn. Do you have a second?
Second.
And then we both say aye. If there's nothing else, you guys, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you.